Welcome to another episode of Talks with KG, where we keep it real and nothing else but real. And you know, as always say, tonight we have a special guest. But tonight we have a special guest. I want to introduce a legend. A legend. I had to repeat that. Because when I introduce my guest now and he sing the tunes, well, they're going to understand the magnitude of this interview tonight. I want to introduce to Talks with KG, Militant.
Militant, the lady serenader. I love to feel your body when it grows to mine.
Jeez.
When you and I become as one. It's a thrill to me. When we move to the melody, come on and give it to me, baby. When you walk your waist, ladies, you raise my passion. And of course, this song is about, all right, I ain't gonna touch that one, is that? But the ladies and them out there, you know about this one too. Hot and groovy. In the soca party, she's hot and groovy. Baila with me, baby, bambi dambe dai. Dee dam bim by dim by bambi dambe dai, ladies. Dee dam bim by dim by. Fetting in a soca party. When I meet this Latin beauty, when I see she well shaped, with looks to kill, oh my. And you don't know.
That is Militant. My brother,
Respect, honorable.
big up yourself all the time. Bro.
Yeah, man.
It's a pleasure to have you on the platform.
It's a pleasure to be involved.
Yeah, and as I say, growing up as a youth, we've been hearing these songs. You know, these songs up to this day, these songs still playing. Any party you go, you're hearing Hot and Groovy, you're hearing Passion.
Yes,
right?
for real.
But a few episodes on Talks with KG with certain artists I talked to who come from back in them days there, they would always call this name Militant. Militant. About 4 or 5 times. And Spidey, we hear that name, Militant. And I just used to hear your name and I never take it on, you know?
Yeah,
and then one day I say, let me go and do my homework and see who's this Militant they're talking about. And when I type up your name, bro, right, and them 2 songs come up, my heart dropped. I couldn't believe that was the Militant that they was talking about. I know about film too. How come I didn't know who you was? You know, that really baffled me the most. And I never think about it until I realized I didn't know who you was. Because my whole life, I hearing them songs. That is like in the top 10 favorite soca of mine.
There's a reason for that. There's a big reason for that.
Correct. Right? So I say, you know what? I had to bring you on the platform, bro. As I say, it's a pleasure. Right? But before we get to that stage, I want to go straight back to the beginning. You know, for the people that don't know, who is Militant?
Well, when I started back in the late 90s, it had Squeezy, Rankin, all those artists that mentioned my name, all those artists, King David, Bungie, you know, Showing Winchester, to name a few. I was a part of a group back then by the name of High Energy, which it consists of myself, Militant, Pieman, PM, Andy, Wendell, and Prezi. After the group split in the late 90s, I decided to go as a solo artist. Right. When we was a group, we did a song called It's Juve 2000, which we entered that time. It had the Raga Soca Monarch. At that point in time, it had Raga Soca.
It had Raga Soca Monarch?
Yeah, back then.
What do you mean? So it had power?
Yeah. And it had Raga Soca.
So it had no groovy?
It didn't have groovy as yet. Groovy didn't come into fruition until, well, let me get down to that story when it came into fruition. But back then when I did, when I was a part of the group, we did that song called It's Juve 2000, which was done in the late 99 into 2000. And while performing it in the Raga Soca Monarch, we was picked for the semi-finals due to that said song. And Fernandez Black Label wanted us to do ad for the Black Label rum that they had at a point in time. Right. Well, I was the writer of that song. because any group consists of everybody was writers and who was a part of the group at that point in time. But to make the thing short, well, Fernandez, Black Label, it's really drinking good. Well, right. That was done with the melody and offer that same, it's Juve 2000, it's Juve, right. That caused some problems with the group, and we mashed up as a group, and I went as a solo artist. From then on, where I went on to meet guys like Jam Melody and the Brothers with Voices. They was a part of Caribbean Sound Militant at that point in time, and we had some successful recordings, and it had problems with that as well, as everything the good does always pursue with adversities and difficulties. After that, I went on to do Hot and Groovy. After that, didn't work out because we were supposed to be signed to a major label with Jam Melody at that point in time, but things didn't work out because of certain crazy things that took place. That crazy thing that took place, my Lord, wouldn't I like to be there?
Yeah, but they were saying, because, I mean, you reached a Hot and Groovy, but where it started though, as a sense of how you know you had the talent of music. So I was talking to Mr. King the other day, and he tells me, I say I go and interview Militant, and he say I gave Militant the name, you know. I say serious? He say ask him. So I come and ask him. Mr. King gave
actually, it was Pumpkin who gave me that name, which is a friend of Mr. King and myself. Unsi. Unsi is the one who gave me that name, to be honest. The
so
first
Mr.
person,
King ain't gave Militant the name.
Unsi is the one who gave me that name, King. Don't try that, Marvin. All right, Marvin? Don't try that. Unsi. He's the one, he's the first person who came in. At that point in time, was Mad Militant.
Mad Militant.
That is the full name that he did give me, and then I just cut it to Militant after a while. Because at that point in time, I was doing dancehall.
And now go and ask it out, because you reach Hot and Groovy, but saying I doubt Militant was always doing soca.
Well, I used to do dancehall back then in the early mid parts of the 90s.
Then there's a General Grant and all them things.
I didn't meet General Grant as yet, but those was the artists that we was watching at Top on TV. Apart from that, the Jamaican influence was always a huge influence in Trinidad and Tobago from since then. And that music was influential to a lot of us artists, thinking that that was the music to really express yourself at that point in time. I did soca after that was rejected, because at that point in time, Trinidad, what you call the radio and the music fraternity in Trinidad wasn't accepting artists from Trinidad doing that kind of genre of music, with the exception of what Caribbean Sound Militant was doing with General Grant and the other artists, and then was doing that crossover type genre of music. Well, if you want to talk about really the Trini, either Zest or Trini Bad type it started there with what the guy name was again? I can't remember some of the artists that was a part of the Kiskadi Caravan, other than General Grant and this other guy, Edu Rankin, the other guy who sang Beat You Chop, Beat You Chop, I forget his name. He also, those were the songs that was predominantly playing back then. And it was influential to all the aspiring artists who had the talent or feel that they had the talent, and was influenced with the dancehall and the different kind of genres of music. But it was mainly dancehall that was inspiring us at that point in time. But it wasn't working for us in the context that we wasn't getting that hearing or respect and exposure with it. So that is how I decided to become a soca artist. A lot of people were surprised because they know me for that kind of dancehall type. I used to basically write my own songs and go in like the underground competitions, and I win a few within at that time and so forth. That is how I realized that I have the talent and ability to do what I'm doing, which is to write and create music with storyline and melody and whatnot. But it was more based at that point in time on dancehall, surrounding dancehall, the genre of dancehall. And I made a switch due to scene in Trinidad and Tobago at that point in time, it was lacking. In that Trinidad, it was only predominantly doing power soca. The super blue type and all of that. You understand me? And we was getting the grooves from up the islands, from Barbados and the Antiguas. And Rupee wasn't even in that spectrum there. You know, calling the names. Crossfire. And this other group, we was predominantly those white guys. What the name was again, boy? So far I was youthful then because I can't remember the name. But it was predominantly those bands and stuff from Barbados who was doing the groovy type music.
Sweet soca music.
Sweet soca and that party groove. And I thought to myself, I said, well, we have that here because, I mean, come on, look, Rash, Hurty, we are accustomed to that groovy type of calypso. So it is not, we should not really lose that part of the art from pursuing the power. And I took it upon myself in the late 90s. I already had written Hot and Groovy in the 90s. But I did not have a rhythm or music for it at that point in time. It was just songs that I penned. I penned a lot. I had a whole book of different songs. I started writing soca. Hot and Groovy was the first soca that I wrote. When I started writing soca, I ever wrote was Hot and Groovy.
Jeez.
You know, so at that point in time, when I did it, I didn't have a rhythm for it. So when I went to the solo part of my career, and after what happened with Jam Melody and his deal, and he refused that deal and whatnot, from Atlantic Records through Michael White, who was the executive director, music director that Amar, at that point in time, Robert Amar.
You said Jam Melody refused a contract from Atlantic Records. So this was before VP Records.
Way before VP. But that deal was like about 12 million US. We did a whole compilation.
Jam Melody.
We did a whole compilation along with, that time he was with Brothers with Voices. But what happened is that Jam Melody...
They before the Reggae All Stars and
everything. That was in the 90s I'm talking about. So around 97, 98. At that point in time, these people, executives from the labels, Atlantic Records or one, I think it was, if my memory serves me right, they listened to Jam Melody and they felt that, and Jam Melody really was sung, had that vocal range, like
Jam Melody song back in them days,
like Stevie Wonder. They say he's the new Stevie Wonder. They was rating him like that. And I talk about people from out in these big labels out in the US and whatnot. But what happened to Jam Melody? Certain things within fear of being a part of this thing, thinking that he will lose his soul and all this kind of thing, and he
overthinking.
Person who was around him, who was around at that point in time was a big part. I'm talking about the ones who was with him with the musical part of it. I talk about people outside who was around him, was influential in making him think of it in that kind of way. I mean, the contract was right there. No? As we signed, is 950,000 straight into the account. The music, everything they don't choose. We done did all the music. They don't love the music, everything that we did. I was part of it in that I did my thing, which was dancehall, right? Where I DJ on it really, chant on the parts that Jam Melody, certain songs that Jam Melody they did. One was Weak in the Knees. I did. That time was he and an artist called Ginger. She I know you don't hear much about she anymore, but she made a stir back then. But that deal fell due to him being afraid, and he refused to sign the contracts, thinking he would sell his soul. He would lose his soul, right? I'm being real with you, right? It created a uproar in the whole studio that evening. Was the craziest thing, and the deal just fell due to him refusing to sign, and so that deal, boop, went to the. You understand me? So after that, I went on to do, while being in Caribbean Song Beats, I went on to do Hot and Groovy. And how that come about in the first place is like Fabian Alfonso, the producer, that went on a year after is when we did actually record the track. He put on a rhythm, right? Ding, 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 ding. You understand? I know the music, the guitar. And I heard it in the studio. I'm like, wait a minute. How this song like it will suit Hot and Groovy that I wrote about 5 years ago?
Yeah.
So I started singing it in my mind. And it was marinading in my mind. So I started singing it out loud and louder and louder. So while we singing it, and he's saying, what? But I sung him like it. That is it, the boy, Millie boy. That is it.
But you was singing Hot
Hot and Groovy. You understand me? One time. So he was like, what? Nah, that is it. People, other producers from other studios, because Caribbean song base had like about 10 different studios in there, apart from the big main studio. They came over to where we was at and say, yeah, but that is it, that song married that beat and thing, bang, bang. But it took us actually a year after when Michael White came into the picture, and then bring him on to do the executive productions with the artists that was there at the point in time.
Right.
He came along. After that deal with Jamel fell through, he was part of that. He was the person who made it happen in the context, did all the music, sent it and presented to the Atlantic Records representative, and that fell through. So afterwards, he started to concentrate mainly on myself and certain other artists that was there at the point in time. So then is when we did the Hot and Groovy. We recorded Hot and Groovy. No, I didn't have any idea what they said that Hot and Groovy is dating. The rhythm I asked, because the guitar in that song was always distinctive and special. So I asked, who's that guitar man? I wanted to know who is this man who played this guitar lick in this track. And it was like, he was from up the island. That's what they told me. He come in and he played for me and we just built it around that and thing. I said, all right, nice. So I recorded the track. When I recorded the track, no problems. When I did record the track, no. The first thing I heard whispering from Ricky Amar and Robert Amar, this song too big for you, boy.
That's what they say.
That is what they're saying. That song too big for you. I just didn't pay it no mind. I just, all right, this is what I was always saying. I know that song is my song. Because the first person I sung that song for was Gypsy. You understand me? Years before he even end up as a minister and all that. Them time he used to be coming up past the street to fix his Volkswagen. He have a Volkswagen. And he have a special mechanic who fixes. He specializes in Volkswagen, old and new. And I saw him and I said, boy, I mean, good to, because my first instinct at that point in time, because remember I started off liking dancehall. So when I wrote it, I was still pursuing the dancehall thing. And when I sing it, I say, I have this song to sell, right? I want to sell it to a soca artist or whatnot. And I sang Hot and Groovy for him. He said, boy, what's wrong with you, boy? You could sing, man. You could sing that song for yourself. Don't sell that. That song is good. You understand me? And I thought about it and I took it and I stopped pursuing it at that point in time to sell it. And it took me that amount of time, which was from since then I talking about before I even went to Caribbean Song Basin, when I approached Gypsy with that. So when I decided to record it back, then I think it was 2000 is when we actually recorded it. All right, 2000. When I recorded it and they told me that it was too big for me, I end up just, you know what I mean, just, when you hear certain talks, you will just throw it back there and you ain't gonna pay it no mind. At that point in time, I was like around 29, you know? So I didn't know how crooked and crazy this thing is. It's only when I find they're not releasing the song. And I asked them, why are you not releasing the song? They ain't telling me nothing. I got a call. And in that time, cell phone wasn't predominant yet in Trinidad. That was a fact. Few people had cell phones, but I got a call on the landline direct from the man himself, which is Baran. And Baran told me, you know your people and them, which is Amar and them, they send your song for me to sing, you know.
What?
You understand me? They say, look, they send this song and tell me to sing it.
Try.
You understand me? I said, what? Just so he tell me, right? Just like that. Just like that. I said, I don't know nothing about that. He said, they say this song too big for you, or they feel they're too big for you or something, but you did this song great justice. I couldn't do it no better justice than what you did. Take your song and put it out there. Don't wait on them. Do what you have to do.
He tell you that?
He told me that. And I put on the phone. I went down there and give them some choice words.
Yeah.
You understand what I mean? Choice words is, you know, voice, and I took it. They tell me, look your song. And I just took it and I went and I started to network it as best as I could.
Right.
Big up to Pi wife, the late great Miss Pat, by the Parliament, which is opposite TTT.
Right.
Yeah, she took a love into it and she sent it out to her son-in-law, Eon the Goose. And from there it just grew. I went to Ritual Music. At that point in time, Rituals had a Friday evening lime they used to do annually for around this time in Carnival time, whereby Ritual Music. That is Lauren O'Connor, Jean-Michel. They had that label called Ritual Music. That was down on the back by Park Street where it have the Mahatma Gandhi Park by La Perouse Cemetery right there. They had the studio was there at that point in time, and days where they used to like highlight artists that have good music that not getting the airplay, because since then it have that problem of airplay for good music, and people wasn't getting airplay. So what they used to do is, apart from the artists that they produce at Ritual Music, which Chicana and it had a lot of groups too, apart from Chicana. And at that point in time too, other like solo artists like Super Blue did Wave Your Hand and Mine around that same year. And General Grant did Sticks and Stone at the label at that point in time. So all these different artists used to be there singing and bringing the music to the people them that used to be attending at that Friday line. I mean, it used to have people from all England, people who working on radio station, DJs, from TV, media people. They used to invite to come and listen the music and whatnot. So when they give me that opportunity for me to sing there on that Friday, from the time I sing this song, Hot and Groovy, that was it.
That was it.
I end up singing it about 7 times that night. They only keep calling me back over and over again. After that, the rest is history. They took it, put it on the compilation. Now, they asked me to license this song, right? So when they asked me to license it, I could have, like certain people would have go wild and say, let me license it, forget everybody else. From since then, I always want to do the right thing, because since then, I was researching the right procedure as an artist, how to move, how to respect certain intellectual properties. I know I did it, copyright and thing. So I didn't want to pursue, like, to go behind Amar and them back to say, well, I could have cut the deal, because I could have cut the deal with them and collect the money and say, And I didn't do that. I told them at the point in time, Lauren O'Connor and Jean-Michel, I say, hey, what? Michael White is out of the country. He's the one that is in charge of this. So when he come back, we will do the deal and whatnot. But they kept continuing to promote it in the yard and whatnot until it was actually done about 2-3 weeks. I think about 2 weeks it took for Michael White to return back to Trinidad and Tobago, and for them to actually put it on their compilation, and they started promoting it out there in New York and Europe and whatnot. In 2 tours it went #1. #1 out in New York, #1 in Toronto, Boston, Miami. It started to grow like that without any kind of promotion, any videos, anything like that.
So you started to make money as an artist?
Well, then is when I started, due to what Lauren O'Connor and them did, in that they started to push it on their compilation, and they went out there promoting and marketing the compilation. Promoters started to approach them for me to be in the shows out there and so forth. So due to them now, I got the opportunity to go to New York for the first time. When I, at that point in time, when I reached there, the song was already #1. So it was heavily booked and whatnot. After I came back, which was 2001, my attention was drawn to the part of the guitar sample, where it is a guitar sample in the music, because how it was drawn to my attention, I always, from what Amar and them told me, is their production. Everything is their own.
Everything was their own,
And when Chicana, I remember Wendell and Stanton played that CD from Putumayo record, and I heard the exact guitar sound, everything there. I was like, what? It blew me out of the water because I didn't expect a place like Amar, who produce, have all big artists from all America, all kind of thing came there and record and did platinum to be, they're supposed to know better than this. So I went to them and I presented them the whole thing with the information I got about it. And they said, I say, all you tell me is all you think now, look, somebody show me, so you need to fix this. You understand me? They say, we will fix it. That point in time, I wasn't even approached yet. The following year, I did Passion.
You wasn't approached yet?
I wasn't approached
Somebody
yet.
just tell you, hey, that's sample in your song.
I was not approached, and I investigated, I saw the proof, but I wasn't approached yet by any labels or anything.
Right.
That approach I was more referring to when I said I wasn't approached yet.
Right.
Yeah. But what happened is that year passed after I did Passion. The following year, this is when I got the proposal from Sony Records Europe to sign myself. They already had signed this guy from Tobago, Sugar Daddy, and they wanted now to sign me, Kevin Little, and Rupee. Now, I had already brought to Amar and them attention of the guitar sample.
Right.
And told them, do the writing. All they had was to do is writing guitar sample by Akimbe Umambo from which part of Africa he was from. I can't remember the guy name, but he was represented by Potapot.
10% or 5% or whatever.
Correct. They didn't do that. They put it down as their thing. They own. You understand me? Intellectual property, we in Trinidad and Tobago as artists, we need to get more serious because this is what's spoiling us from being approached by labels from out there.
Right.
Because we are doing things illegal in many ways. We're doing things wrong in many ways. We need to get our house in order to be better recognized and accepted.
Correct.
You know, because that cost me a whole Sony record deal due to the negligence of my representatives, which was Amar Caribbean Sound Beast at that point in time.
Because Sony realized has some type of bacchanal.
No, but how the bacchanal happened? When they approached me to sign and before I even get to sign, what happened with these labels out there is that when they're going to sign, for instance, they're going to sign you and anybody, right? They would send the signees, those that they're going to sign, to the various Pumpkin Vines affiliates of the said Sony labels. You understand me? They would send, we're going to sign Smith and whoever, this is the music, whatnot. So when they send it out to the affiliates, and the affiliate turned out to be Putumayo Records, one of the affiliates, and they hear the music, and when they look now on the scene, wait, this is music here, and they look now and they ain't seen the name, they know. They call them now and saying, what, copyright infringement, violation, you understand me? We want 100%. Now, labels out there don't want to hear that. Or they'd have lawsuit. In Trinidad, they have no lawsuit.
True.
You understand? Because plenty things need to put in place in this place where these things are concerned. So that is why a lot of people just doing things and feeling it normal. To just jump on a rhythm or pick somebody thing and feel, you understand me? It's until these things have come up, then you just realize how wrong they are.
Correct.
So due to that now, and the lawyers from Putumayo Records started to approach us with a lawsuit, and they want 100% and all that. That disenchanted Sony Records in that we did the wrong thing. So I was scratched from the signing. They ended up going ahead to sign Rupee and Kevin Little instead. So that was one of the main reasons why those songs, Hot and Groovy and Passion, wasn't along with those songs like Tempted to Touch, Turn Me On, where it ended up in movies. It ended up in the Diamond Heist movie on the cruise ship and whatnot. Because that said same thing was going to take place with Hot and Groovy and Passion, and that deal take place, and due to they being dishonest and unscrupulous. And listen to me, after all of that, the CD, the compilation was sold out. Caribbean Song Basin compilation sold out. People was calling me left, right, and center for CDs, and they didn't have any nowhere.
Right.
They even went as far as to print CDs all in the US behind our back. I got that information and saw the amount. They sold many. All these different things is violation to the eyes of these labels, in that they love to see records that we sell 100,000 copies and how much. You understand? At that point in time was CDs.
Right,
but
right.
what was happening is that these labels was hiding these things so that they could rob the artists. They wouldn't pay us. So they wasn't transparent with the numbers as to how much CDs were sold.
Right.
And labels want to see that when it comes to signing you after. They want to see full, clean records. You sell how much copies, whatnot. So when they approach you and you don't have these things in place,
You don't even have those
you
records
wouldn't
in
get the
place.
opportunity for them to sign it,
Damn.
because that is what created all my problems at that point in time, whereby I wasn't signed to Sony Records because of these illegal action. And it disappoints me that
Racket business.
I tell myself I'm our Caribbean Song Basin supposed to know better than that.
Right. You
In
thought
that
so.
I thought so. And that made me develop a mind of checking everybody and double checking and doing, you know what I mean? I wouldn't leave these things a chance again in the future. You understand what I mean? Because I blame myself in the context that I shouldn't blame myself in that they're supposed to be the ones to do the right thing, in that I is only to do so much. That was their part, and they work to do the right thing as the representatives, as the label and everything. So, because I was like, boy, if I had known that, I would have gone and put it in myself. You know what I'm saying? Write it in myself. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If I had known they wasn't going to do it, I want to say. So it threw me in a whole spiral at that point in time, as anybody would be disappointed and heartbroken because of such, in that the opportunity of a lifetime, and that was the second opportunity.
Yeah.
Jam Melody was the first,
Right.
and that was the second opportunity with a different label to be a part of international distribution and marketing, makeup and whatnot.
And because of lack of business
Lack
ethics.
of the right business ethics and stuff. That is basically the problem here that causing us. We have, as the woman, when it happened, she called me, a lady from Sony Record, a representative, and she apologized. She said, try, don't give up. The problem is that Trinidad and Tobago have immense talent. That is the exact word she used. But the problem is that no proper structure is in place to develop the talents.
So you
and
think,
to
so you
make
think
it
that is
happen.
why, because I always rock back and ask myself, how come we don't see the Jamaicans, one, we don't see the dancehall artists them getting rich so fast, one little song, and the driving beamer, the building house on top of the hill, all that kind of thing, and two, there's deal with the labels a lot, like there's get like a lot of deals. You think that is because, and I think being around certain Jamaican dancehall artists versus some soca artists and whatever, you realize that the Jamaicans does pretty business from early, because they want to know how I gonna make money off of this. Whether the Trini artist is more, we looking for a hype, we looking to just get a song on the radio.
You see,
you know.
Jamaica had taken music at a serious level, in that they industrialized reggae music and dancehall.
Right.
Where it was legislated by the governance that is governing Jamaica. Whoever in party, they make it national music, they legalize it. Have court for music and everything in Jamaica, and lawyers and everything. So they have a proof for everything it have there.
Yeah.
So it have what you call rules enforcers, and they have the regulations to make sure the playing field is being played in the right way. So they took ever since they took a professional approach. So that is why they're reaping the rewards of that approach. While we, sad to say,
we never grasped that concept of, I watching the Bob Marley movie the other day, and
it's sad, boy.
and they're showing you Bob Marley going with the little band and they go on by the same record label with Lee Scratch Perry and
Scratchy Perry,
right? But when you check it, them fellas was
Studio
ghetto
One,
youths, right?
Studio One,
But them
yeah.
fellas was ghetto youths, you know. But even though there was ghetto youths, they were still taking the business
because
serious. in
because
them
from
times.
ever since then they have a professional structure being
Yeah.
taught and passed around within the music fraternity, everyone. So they adapted that from scratch. Because education is the key. And what you practice is what you preach. All right? So therefore, if we practice it and people being taught the wrong things, the wrong things will be the result of it. All right?
Yep.
Wrong practices, wrong results. You understand what I'm saying? So that is the problem. We need to fix these things in order to be able to reach in that category or reap the rewards. You understand what I'm saying? We losing out. You don't see most artists from Trinidad have to leave here and go there with professional and make it. You understand me? I mean, come on, I need to call names. You understand me? But it is that, you know,
That's not easy. But we have more to talk about Militant.
Yeah,
but
man.
before we go into that, let me take a break and we come back.
Badang.
Yeah, man, back again.
Yeah,
So as I
man.
say in the beginning of the show, we know your songs, Hot and Groovy, Passion, Night, and so much more. But I never knew who was Militant. I never saw Militant, and I always used to wonder why. Why we never used to see Militant more with that magnitude of songs that you have. Why we never used to see it like how we would see the Ben Jais, and we would see the I Was, and we would see the Marshalls. I mean, Hot and Groovy and Passion alone is like classic soca songs.
That is due to the fact that Amar, they did not invest in marketing the artists instead of in the consistence of making videos, music videos and stuff.
Right.
They didn't put investment in these things. They actually did the tracks or in producers and all kind of crazy things,
Right.
and put it out there and reap 1,000% rewards. Never paid us any money.
So you
for
never got paid for any of those songs?
None of them. I was never paid. All right, we had an agreement that when CDs was sold, at the end of CD sales, money was supposed to be given and distributed.
Right.
My two songs, Hot and Groovy, sold that whole compilation for Amar.
Right.
So much so that it was known throughout everybody. You know what I mean? Everybody had known it. Everybody could have said it with their own mouth and from their own experiences. Those were the two songs people was calling for and was buying the CD for, Hot and Groovy and Passion.
Yeah.
And due to the agreement in that whoever artist song sold the compilation, that artist would be given a bit more than the others.
Right.
And none of those things took place. What they did, they took the money and invested in real estate and stuff. Up in Southside. And they didn't even call me and say, boy, look at house.
Yeah, it was something.
Like and they want to, and they still want to be telling me, boy, don't bad talk me. I hear bad talking, I can't, it's not bad talking.
So yeah, say there's burn fire on them out there?
I talking the truth, it's not bad talking. People talk about, you're bad talking me.
Yeah.
It's not that bad, you're not bad talking. You're
talking
talking
the truth.
the bad you do.
You're talking the truth.
So why, you understand me? If you only give me bad, it's bad, I go talk. Or what you want me to do again. But people just want to be wrong and strong in this place. They want to do all kind of thing, and you must say, nah, he's do darling. Yeah, he give me the best treatment, or she give me the best treatment. You understand me? And lie.
Yeah, no lie.
You understand me? The truth of the talk.
So how that does feel, boy, as in having them kind of song and know that, boy, I could have probably be a millionaire if my business was.
It's a sad feeling,
fixed.
to be honest. It's a feeling of unfulfillment.
I can imagine.
It's a feeling of a void in the context that knowing that you're supposed to be here, and due to unscrupulous and dishonest people that you thought would have known better and do better,
Yeah.
they are the ones who caused you to be in that position.
So let me ask you something, right? So you as an artist now, all right, Amara and them was responsible for
That chapter, yeah.
right. Do you think that you could have probably done anything to, or you probably thought it was too late, or what was it?
I have been producing music. I come and did Tiger Baby after those 2 hits
Right.
and other songs. But what happened in this music is like any product. Music is a product. In any product, you need money to market it.
Right. Fine.
What Sony Record, that deal would have done for me would have given me the financial strength to market and promote myself better than what Amaranam was doing.
Right.
In the right way.
Right.
And therefore that way would have been the way for me to actually be today what people would have been expecting, what you was talking about to be, actually a household name, or everybody know who Militant is, and you understand what I'm saying, and all the music that I did coming on to this present time. I did a lot of music, but nobody knows it, in that I didn't get the airplay and whatnot, and you know the thing go with the airplay and stuff.
Alright, so you want to ask you again, so when you were singing Passion and Hot and Groovy and all these things, obviously you was big. You was a big dog, right? So you was building relationships in the game, DJs, artists, producers. Everybody want to link with you, use the man with the big song. Those relationships never come back to you and say, I see what going with, say what you and Amara and them, boy. No other big dog in the game. Say, boy, you too bad to waste your talent, boy. Like, come Militant, use the Hot and Groovy, man, use the Passion, man. Like, we help you now, and you know, the big dogs in the game. We had to call no names. It has certain big dogs in the soca game. Trinidadians.
No, it have big dogs and it have pretend dogs, right?
Call it whatever you want.
Yeah,
the men who
it
standing
have
up in
real
the
dogs
space.
and it have pretend dogs.
The men who standing up in the space.
All right, you know,
they can be taking up space, but they in the space.
You see the ones that stand up in the space?
Yeah, them dogs.
Them is the real dogs. You understand me? And within the whole vibes, the whole system in Trinidad and Tobago, the environment, how it is set up, due to how it isn't set up correctly, it gives these dogs power.
Correct. So these dogs with this power, they never, because use the Hot and Groovy. No,
now listen what
I
happened.
didn't even know how to explain this, because like to me, them songs were so big. You had to be one of the biggest artists at that time.
Yeah, because I mean,
so how they could just allow you to just be one of the big with them kind of. And it's like you was big with Coskel song, eh? You was big with songs
without videos and marketing.
Them songs representing the culture of Trinidad. When you wear I like to feel that, no, it could be New York, it could be where.
As you talk that.
Like Trinidad.
When I did Passion, 2003, I was railroaded by the man who was doing the promotion for Soca Monarch.
I was railroaded?
Railroaded. Here I was railroaded. I went to support an artist, brethren of mine, who had a power soca song, right? Because at that time, Soca Monarch was predominantly power soca. They had no groovy. I come with Hot and Groovy the following year.
And he named the song too now.
Not Hot and Groovy, my bad. I come with Passion the following year after Hot and Groovy. And it blew up, right? It was the biggest song 2003 in the country, apart from. So the man, I ain't calling no names, who was running Soca Monarch at that point in time, he saw me there. I came to support my artist brethren. And he ran me down from 3 o'clock till 7 o'clock to come into the Soca Monarch. I said, but I the only groovy song in here, look, it's only power soca here. I see you had to create some kind of groovy soca or something for this Soca Monarch too, you know. Because other people could start to do soca, groovy soca as well. And that's how the idea for groovy soca came about, for me telling him that he put me in the finals anyhow. You understand what I'm saying?
So when you was singing Hot and Groovy and thing, what was the other groovy songs in Trinidad? Like before that?
To be honest, Showing Winchester. That's the only person I could remember.
Big hit I talking about.
A song about last night and when I was dreaming or something. And,
What song is that?
Hickey. He keep on my neck is Hickey boy. What's the song showing that sing back then boy?
I talking about big
No, I think I know
song.
big one from Trinidad yet. I talking about what it
so
was
Hot and
making.
Groovy is probably
Yeah.
the first big groovy
Showing me
song
just
you will
had
see.
a groovy back then. I could remember, you know. I trying to
Right,
remember
right.
the name.
Yeah,
But he had a groovy back then.
yeah.
But the real big song, I mean, Hot and Groovy, to measure the kind of effect Hot and Groovy did, it even blown the Groovy Islands, who was producing grooves out of the way in the context that they and all was impressed by Hot and Groovy.
Yeah.
And so it blew up throughout the islands to the US, Canada, and everywhere else. You know, so basically is that music was, as some people say, ahead of the time, but for the time. You know, understand what I'm saying? So that is why it ended up being all this time, because it for every time and all the time. You understand what I'm saying? Those songs, and then because it's timeless song and the lyrics could relate to any day, any hour, any time. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So those are the contents that basically have longevity. Storyline, music with storyline, content. You understand? That is relative to most, or if not all.
Yeah. So moving forward,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, we do the Hot and Groovy and we here today. I know you're still doing the music, you're still pushing the vibes, you know?
Yeah, still helping a lot of artists too, because within the 10-year time, I work with artists that don't have name list necessarily. You understand me? I work with artists. It doesn't matter if you have a name or not. I work with, in instance, I will do a collaboration with you.
Right.
You have a song that it sounds good and thing, and you want to get your name out there as a writer. I did all that. Even men like Cassie and all. You understand me? Cassie used to do.
does song like you, know. Cassie
Because
song
I
like you
teach Cassie how to.
I know,
I
but
teach him-
you see, it's
Yes, I
Cassie
teach
song
him
and you teach Cassie.
When I meet Cassie, then he used to be coming by Silk's husband
Yeah.
in Mount Hope. He was doing dancehall.
Right.
He had a clue how to sing soca. He asked me, how you sing? I taught him how to make melodies and whatnot. Until he started
Cassie's
this man
style
bad talk me
is
and do me all
Militant
kind of
style.
thing.
When you think
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he's a guy I
So well, you could
show.
never coexist in the same industry together.
You know, because what I'm telling me is like some people in you know, them long time kick up
Yeah.
where the teacher teaches student and the student want to learn just to take over the teacher thing and kill you and get rid of the teacher. He's one like that. You understand? I recognize what the kind of person he is, and I just teach him some of the kung fu techniques.
Yeah, Cassie
I didn't
running
teach
the
him
man
all.
style, boy.
I didn't teach him all because I really play from a long time.
Dog.
You understand? The man
It's
is
only
went
when-
and start
it's
bad talk me to girl and all kind. The man stinking on.
That we do.
Boy, all kind of thing. He went all in certain people camp just to get airplay and favor and bad talking me. And it come back all to me.
But
But
what?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah, he not easy.
So you teach the man, you give the man a style and he come and style. Yeah.
And he played, he want to style me and want that thing. I said, look
Cassie
how
was
ungrateful
that
of
one.
people will be, boy. But he's one of them. But I don't study he. Because at the end of the day, he didn't make me and none of them did. You understand me? And could. Because a lot of them, due to me, I create an avenue for them.
Right.
You understand me?
Yeah.
And as if they want to be ungrateful, that is up to them. If they want to acknowledge me, that is up to them.
Yeah.
If they want to, you understand me? I do study them things.
Yeah.
Because I don't need them and that shit.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Nah,
What I need is loyal, honest, real people.
Facts,
Real
facts.
people do real things. I
Facts.
don't deal with fake people. That is why my name is what my name.
Militant.
Militant. You
Right.
understand me? It's not a fragrant.
Yeah.
You understand me? But it's real. You
Nah,
guys?
you have to
It's
respect
in blowing
the
in the air.
legends, but
It's
you don't
real.
matter about.
You understand me?
You have to respect the legends.
So,
you're talking about.
I don't study those guys and their stupidness, you know, and all the other stupid rhetorics, because if I used to study these people, I would have do like what Shadow sing and go and plant peas in Tobago or somewhere else. You understand what I'm saying? And just leave everything, because it could, if you don't love this and you didn't born to do it, it could drive you to that mindset and make you as a lot of people did. Just run away and leave it because they don't like the playing field, they can't take the environment and what's going on, and it leave a dirty taste in the mouth. But I born to do this. I could write my songs, I could create melody, I could flip anything. I born to do this. God bless me with this. So I'm not going to run from this.
No
All
matter
who
what.
expect me and wish I could run, you run instead because you're not real. You understand me?
Yeah.
Only real people do real things. You realize?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I for the art form, I for the love of it, and for the people who are ethically and honestly embracing this for what it is and not in it just for what they could get from it as a hustle. A lot of them in it as a hustle.
No
A lot
passion.
of them,
And
you
you
know,
say
they
passion,
correct.
passion.
They ain't really
They
love
have
it. They
no
just
passion.
love what they could get out
I'm
of it.
telling you, it's a real
You understand me? A lot of them can't even write a song to save their life. They don't depend on a
goes to
writer.
everything in life.
But they want to still fight you down who have the ability to do so.
yeah, you
So
are the real passion.
at the end of the day, to make things happen, real people do real things. It's not hard for you to say, well, boy, and come nicely and say X by Y and do the right thing. But a lot of people want to come and then do the wrong thing. You give them what they want, you know.
understand
But they're
the
looking
wrong
at you in your back. You understand me?
Why mankind so?
So at the end of the day, you have to be wise
you
in
have
what
to.
you're doing because you can't cast your pearls onto the man, as the man say, you can't cast the pearls onto swines. You're right? So it might be offensive to some, but that is how real it is. If you really would understand and know what I'm saying, that is how it's supposed to go and that is how it is. And people just want to vex you with you for the wrong, for the right things, you know. You're right, you know, but they make you feel you're wrong. You understand me? Because, correct, because they want to be wrong as the people say wrong and strong. And a lot of people out there like that. They're wrong and strong. They're too arrogant and too self-centered to even, and narcissistic to even watch at themselves and say, boy, I'm wrong, you know. And that will make, that a person who could recognize that is a big person. That'll make that is a person who developing, that is a person who going to levels. But from the time you have arrogance and you can't see you're wrong, or you can't, you understand? You have no way to go other than where is that. You understand what I'm saying? Because all that is growth. All that is growth. To, you know what I mean? Changing and, you know what I mean, to the right and changing to for better and all that is growth. So,
yeah. What is your outlook, as you say, growth? What is your outlook on the industry back in your days and what you're seeing now? You think it had any growth when it comes to the way how we approach it?
But the growth is not to the right direction as yet, because one of the main problems, it have growth in the sense of it have seen the talent. The problem in Trinidad and Tobago is not the talent, you know. Talent is like rain.
It was always
it's
there.
Plenty. The problem is it is not being industrialized, it's not being set, the powers that be is not setting up things in the place to make it structured in a manner for everyone involved could make it an income for themselves, a livelihood. And it is there. People have to leave here and go other places and do the same thing. And it could happen right here. It have the resources, but they're taking the resources and throwing it in the wrong places. Human development is one of the main problems. You understand me? They're talking about human resources. It have a wealth of that here, but invest in it. Don't talk about it. Put the money and set up the different things it have from different, I mean, it's a whole list. I could talk whole night about the different things that could be an industry in Trinidad and Tobago. And they're not investing. Everybody just looking at oil and gas. This country could have divested long time into other things, bringing in a big income into this country. If the leaders of the so-called heads that we put in power were serious about doing anything about it. Investing in human resources. This is the real human resources, which is music, arts, the pan over there fighting up with pan. Nobody else supposed to be trying to claim pan. You understand me? That was supposed to be copyrighted years now. You understand what I'm saying? Different things. Now we're scrambling to make it. You understand me? Don't make the horse bolt before you try to stable it. Stable it before it bolt. You understand me? So it's a whole set of things, man. But people, for the changes to happen, foundation have to be, what it had before have to be destroyed and the right thing have to be erected. And that is the way for everyone who is in the culture and the art form could benefit on a level. You see, if the music is industrialized, then our industry will need product for the industry. You will need a court, you need different things. And that is why I stressing that it should be from a governmental legislated as it did in Barbados, Jamaica, America, all these different places with the government put it as a legislated aspect. Is music is an industry, this is an industry, and they set up all the different things to protect it and make it grow.
Yeah. When you really watch it too, like even in Jamaica, for instance, even Barbados too, but let me talk about Jamaica. For years now, I've been observing that the Prime Minister, you would see, like even just today, I on Instagram and I see in the Prime Minister of Jamaica with Massacre. Right? Now Massacre is a quote unquote, how to put it, he does sing gunman thing and da 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 da. But what I just observe about Jamaica and other countries with their leaders, they don't pray it that way. They just more pray it as an industrial thing.
Correct.
While we just pinpoint who we don't like and this and that
And make
and
it
man
a
praying
washing,
man
a
and
washing.
no,
Because-
it's an industry and this industry is
because-
making money for the country.
You absolutely correct.
Yeah.
Because look, for instance, with the point of view of, you see men clashing on the stage. Look how much
Right.
years we see Bunty Kill and
Right.
Ninja Man clashing
Right.
and his
And
brethren
making millions for Jamaica.
and his friends.
Yeah,
But they
yeah.
create that narrative to sell each
Right.
other and to sell the thing.
Right,
While people now with lack of knowledge and information feel it was real
right.
and bring it to a level now where man killing one another.
Yeah,
And
so
still didn't want to walk back and check and investigate what it really was about.
What was going
and so you
on.
could know, well, I'm going wrong here.
correct.
You understand me? And that is the problem.
Correct.
Because so much of talents wasting right now and dying off.
Yeah, like we see that with the
You understand
Trinidad,
me?
you know.
Correct. Look how much of them, and they can't make no money. That's sad. Or they're creating things to make money, but they can't go nowhere because you don't understand and grip the whole business
It all
part of
come
it.
down. This whole conversation we talking tonight come down
Business.
to one thing, you know, men not
Business,
studying
the
the
business. They want to make it the wrong thing. And it's this business because that's the business who could feed your family, empower your communities.
I like to study
You
people
understand?
business.
You overstand?
Don't
That is
study
the whole
right
thing.
business.
You overstand? That's the real
Like
business.
Trinidad people for
You understand me? So much a man done there with talent already get killed with talent. I ain't calling names, but you know what I'm talking about.
A lot.
And these guys have talent and potential that could have bring in US money, pounds and all kind of things to
Help
empower each
community
one
thing.
community and
Come
man
on,
without everybody. You
come on.
understand me? Because that is why Jamaicans they support the things like that. Because when the stars
know
go
it
out and come
bringing
back,
money
it's
inside.
Tucci container close for you
Men
hold up.
eating every
And
day,
men
it's
eating,
pot bubbling
men
every
handing
day.
down because come on, but when
Come
you're
on,
doing
it's
it
a
like how
ecosystem.
they're doing it here now, nobody can live,
Nah.
nobody can go nowhere restricted, and your talent being wasted, literally
That's
and,
sad thing, my
and
Militant.
configuratively. So it ain't making sense, you know.
That's a sad thing, my brother.
It ain't make no sense. It's real sad, you know.
Yeah.
I'm disappointed because so much could be done with the talent and it being wasted under the wrong mindset.
Yeah, and no
the wrong
guidance.
thinking.
And no guidance.
Because
All
if
eyes
the
are
head
problem
not in
too.
order, the body can be no use. The
Yeah.
problem is from the heads. They have to
Correct.
set the example and set the
Correct.
playing field better than how it is, daddy. You understand me? And that's the problem. One monkey see monkey do, right? And I need to say nothing again. People just learn from mothers who are looking up on top this from, right? Good. So that alone is supposed to tell a story about what's going on with the youths and what's going on. We need better leaders.
Sure about that.
Sure about that.
Yeah. So, you're still doing shows and thing? You know, you're still...
Yeah, man. Well, it have some stuff coming up because right now I'm moving with me and Salty.
Yeah, right.
We come and collaborated on Tiger Baby, and it's
I
like
think.
over 20 years since I did them song, Tiger Baby included.
Yeah,
Yeah, Tiger Baby being the third song after Hot and Groovy and Passion, and that is already 21 years. So we decided
21 years.
Yeah.
Real old boy.
21 years. So
Where's that one, boy?
yeah, 21 years has passed. Passion is even more years and Hot and Groovy.
21 years.
But the point is that time flying, time running, you know what I mean?
Jeez.
So Salty and myself, we lash out the remix of Tiger Baby and we getting a lot of love and a lot of good vibes from the people and them out there. And I enjoying that part. I did another song called We Soca People. So far, I ain't getting no feedback that people hearing it playing.
Yeah.
But it's a good song in that everybody that get the privilege to hear it say it's a big one. It just need airplay. Unfortunately, I don't have the sponsors and the money is to make sure things in a certain order where that is concerned. But I'll try and in all the other social and media ways are trying from all these other places or other platforms or you know.
No, you just have to put yourself out there in the militant. Go brave. Use militant.
Yeah.
Put yourself out there,
I
man.
tried that, go out there and put myself out there, but
I mean, go out there and look for a man and thing.
Yeah.
Well, see,
Go
come
there
on the
as
podcast
the-
and
yeah,
reach out to the man them who you seeing. Tell them who he is. I see man who sing hot and they will say, what? Come in, you understand? Go out there.
It's have a
Spread
lot
the
of
word.
folks. I have some folks who know of it, but it's not like, here we're going on, Daddy. It has certain whispers that's going the wind when you in certain places or certain people. They would actually make it the duty
Right.
to let certain promoters know, don't dance with you, Daddy.
Yeah, and you feel like that.
That is one of the main things that happened.
Because why
too.
they don't book you as much?
Because what happened is that
But
I was
expression
approached
that.
by certain camp. I ain't want to do this. I ain't want to give them no justice to call their name. But I was approached by certain camp to do writing for them and whatnot. And I noticed from since then to now, I see, the difference. And I was told, I didn't believe it, because me and that camp was good. Me used to be around in the same environment.
Right.
But I was told by other people in the industry who is inside in radios and things that my name is in a bowl, a blacklist bowl. I said, for what? Because so. I said, just so?
A bowl is.
A bowl.
Boy, it have a soca bowl too.
I say, it have a blacklist bowl, boy. And my name in it for what? What I do? What I do?
Hey, what
You understand me? What did I do? You understand what I'm saying? I'm like, what I do, all I do is hold my grounds because I like professionalism. You can't come and tell me, boy, come and join this and join that, and you have nothing to show me, well, and no agreements or nothing. That Humboldt among Trinidad and Tobago, we have a wrong behavior, and all you want to be spiteful when all you make the wrong approach and you get the wrong response. If you plant corn, you will get corn. If you plant peas, you will get peas. If you give the wrong approach, you will get the wrong response.
Right.
It's simple. Don't
And
be
then pull you in
spiteful.
the
Just
soca bowl.
reconsider your approach and get the right approach and reapproach. Is all. You understand me? Don't be spiteful. Don't be vindictive. I wouldn't give that camp and those people privilege. As big as they are. I ain't doing that for no
Because,
clout. I don't need it for no clout. These people was never a part of my success.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? My successes was blessings. It is blessings without any video, anything. It reached to the four corners of the earth.
Of course. And
You understand me? Stop fighting that, embrace that, and we go live good.
Yeah.
Good thing go happen for you too. Because when you fight a man, you fight yourself, and plenty people fail to realize that.
No lie.
You understand me?
Yeah.
You go be seeing certain things and feel again, but where you're supposed to really reach, you wouldn't go. You understand me?
Yeah, and that place could be the afterlife too.
All right.
If
It
you
could
talk
be anything.
spiritual, eh? All right.
All right. You're right.
So
But I don't
militant,
study them.
Is there anything you want to tell the people
Well,
before we leave here?
Just look out. I rebranded myself from now on. So look out for me as the Guyanese soca king. Because
We
the
even
thing
talk
is,
about that because
it's
yeah,
Guyanese born, yeah, it's
you know,
Guyanese born, but I
like
grew
it.
up here in Trinidad and Tobago.
Oh.
I came here when I was like around 10, 11 years.
Right.
My brother, they come and follow after. All of we came, we
Right,
came here when we was young,
Right.
And I grew up here and lived ever since. I came from a musical background, however. From Guyana, my mother was part of a band, a Guyanese band back in the days, and she used to tour with the band and so forth.
Right.
And grandparents, all of them, they was part of church choir, playing music for the organs. And I came from a musical background. I had an uncle who was a big, he had a pan side in Guyana as well, back in the 60s and so forth. So I came from that background, from Guyana to Trinidad and Tobago, where is the melting pot, is the whole, you understand me, the foundation of the thing. So I had no other choice than to become who I became. You understand what I'm saying?
So leave
it's
a
that.
message with the people.
So,
you know?
folks, I ain't going nowhere. I'm here. If you didn't see me sometimes, it's because I'm in Guyana. After all, it's Militant. So I have to be where the jungle is close. You understand me? But I here. And look out for more music from me coming up. New music. I have a new marketing promotional management team. High Rollers, big up to High Rollers promotion. Big up to Salty. Akeem 5.0 for the new remix. And all the other good stuff. Guys, check me out on Militant the Artist. On YouTube. On IG. On Facebook. Same thing. Militant the Artist. Or Militant Soca.
Yeah.
Badang! We soca people.
That you tune they play on the phone there?
That's the one they want. Yeah, we soca people. That's the one that I ain't getting the love with yet.
Taste of it, you know. What you do?
We want to hear that one, boy?
It's up to you.
We soca people! Trinidad and Tobago, you know, we is the mecca of this thing. Alongside the other Caribbean brothers and sisters. But we are soca people. Woyoy! The thing gone! 2025, it names We Soca People. We born ready. We ready. We Soca People. Trinidad is ready. The whole world is ready. We people love to jump up. We people love to wind up. We people like it hype up. No, everybody pump up to light the whole place up. Any venue we blaze up. We love to party non-stop. We people love to move. Jumping up. Winding up movements. And you don't know, check it out on YouTube.
That is it, brother.
Call them and pressure them
Yes,
to play it
sir.
on the radio station
I mean,
too. Badang!
Militant. That is it.
For real!
Boom.